Hello there fellow survivors, and streamers who stuff endless amount of words in their video description it makes damn impossible to find their videos. Like seriously. Finally, after 900 hours, 4 years of gameplay and subjecting myself to Walter's lame jokes, I can proudly announce defeating every boss in this godforsaken constant as Wendy. Yes, you heard me. The same psychotic child who has endless amount of quotes regarding death and decay and has uncle issues from Maxwell since he couldn't get a break from his wet dreams and being a constant pain in the ass this whole time. The one who has the sister named Abigail who looks more like a floaty plastic bag who's just around the corner giving the hounds, bees and spiders an experience of trauma and a run for their money. Ironically, she is a pain in the ass fighting dragonfly solo cause she won't bloody stop aggroing. At least once the good-for-nothing pan flute can work before gaslighting the dragonfly as she proceeds to dance on your burning corpse, thanks to Abigail. Anyways, here is a compilation of some of my expected gameplay as Wendy, as me and my sister go on a journey of gaslighting, traumatizing and murdering literally every bloody creature on the constant and not minding our business. Enjoy!
Boom, 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 boom. I'll shoot you right down. Boom, 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 boom. Ow, 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 ow. Boom, 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 boom. I'll shoot you right down. Boom, 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 boom. Ow, 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 ow. Love it.
FYI. Before wasting 10 minutes of my life figuring out as to why the boat cheese for shadow pieces wasn't working and getting frustrated to the point of smashing my keyboard for good, I pulled of my classic move of Googling just to find out Clay fixed it and decided to play their typical Uno reverse card on us silently. Thanks a bunch for changes no one asked since surviving in the constant wasn't shitty and miserable before. For those out there still oblivious to this, you're welcome.
And Put that candy back. I'm not buying you all that mess. Oh, try me, bitch.
All right, I'm pretty sure you can only
This dodo-looking chicken bird was having a bad day and decided to, and I quote, ruffle our feathers as it decided to nosedive like a carrot on a top. Finding this fleshy feather bag wasn't hard enough and definitely didn't take me a lifetime to do so. Me and Abigail weren't having none of its bullshit and decided to wreck the living feathers out of this clown since that's what we were doing. Going through this freak show all this while I decided to pay a visit to Santa's D-grade version Klaus, and after 5 failed attempts and chewing my head off I decided to sacrifice half of the bunny population, which was probably a dick move.
But hey, it's not as if you see a giant bunnyman massacre on a daily basis as they get cooked to crisp just to see me survive and do it again and again. Yummy. By now you'd suppose the brainless idiots would have learnt their lesson, but seems that's not how this game works, so logic can go down the drain, I suppose. Looks like Santa Pretender and his henchmen are dead after all, but what is this? His loot carries nothing but a bunch of life-giving amulets and charcoal. I wasted all my effort into this pile of crap for nothing it seems and pretend everything is okay since the only good thing that came out of this misery is a figure sketch that I'll use as a trophy set with the rest of the garbage stash. The next grumpy clown on my list was none other than Ancient Fuel Weaver, but seems being degraded to an ex-final boss Spike Lee wasn't enough for his humiliation. So I decided to torture him slowly by stacking those lollipop-looking turrets called Howdius Shootius. After all, why not go all the way?
Shame!
One eternity later.
Can't believe this stick figure takes so long to die even after finishing most of my household chores just to get jump scared by those albino looking spiders as if the toilet sounds from the ancient gateway wasn't enough for me. My next target is none other than the balloon balls known as twins as I proceed to use other bosses as victims for their pleasure. Me knowing I'll possibly be judged by judgmental freaks, I decided to use the old berry bush as a hat to hide in it. It's fun knowing you're that prick in school starting all those fights while silently watching the chaos in front of you.
Here's a bonus clip for you guys as a treat for bearing with me all this while for this pointless video of a makeshift disco ring that Clay calls Moonstone event where an endless space beam falls down on you from God knows where just for another fashionista staff. This happening while insomniac hounds and werewolf charge at you as it wasn't bright enough to disturb their wet dreams anyways. Oh no, did you hear that, guys? I feel we are going to be visited by that inflated hairy raccoon of a boss called Berger who have probably silenced for infinite times but the trash keeps coming back for more? LOL. Seems it's gonna be his head again on the chopping list since his last visit wasn't depressing already. So I decided to lure him to a forest as he was oblivious of the fact he's entering a trap which won't end well for him. The rabid sloth does his usual stomp and charge attack while I bait him and use him as a personal manual laborer for wood and stone. After the tree genocide, I looked at the mess that was created by the inflated raccoon and decided not to pick these up since wood farming isn't my hobby as Wendy but exterminating things. After all, this isn't Woodville nor is it Skyrim where you waste your endless time doing side quests till the point you lose the whole plot of the game. Dumpster of a fly wasn't even worth mentioning as boss. But to see my baby crops being bleached by this disease-ridden pest wasn't smooth sailing either. Cyclops' half-brother decided to show up knowing he's gonna be the meme of the day for not getting aroused by obliterate every structure around him. I decided to put him in place and remind him of the only thing he was good at, which probably is dying. The next boss on the chopping list was none other than this obnoxious stink frog. Sadly, my means of soloing him was nothing but a foolhardy effort, as you can probably connect the dots by looking at those flingos, but cheesing with Wendy is more like headbutting against a wall as her sister has no chill and can't stop aggroing on this dumpster truck. As the flingomatics were an ingenious disappointment, I decided to bash the living daylights out of this shroom-infested frog with a few friends. Me being too lazy, knowing that wasting 2 days of a fight against a boss having an overinflated health pool of 52,500 was out of the question.
You're right. Just give me a second. I'll get it.
You're getting it.
While one of my friend was struggling with the beast's diabolical attack patterns, me being overly cautious decided to use a beefalo instead. Knowing he's probably going to be on the sacrificial altar first in case shit hit the roof and having zero trust on my teammates. But hey, next time you get hounded by insurance companies, at least you have an excuse this time rather than feeling embarrassed.
I'm just gonna scooch in right here if you don't mind. Shh. We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Okay, he's at 39,000, 38,000.
You got a thing on your head?
Oh shit. Nice.
Got back on the hole.
I'm good.
Nice. Go chefs.
Okay, he's at 33,000. $29,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh!
25,000.
Trees. So each tree gives him resistance and extra damage dealt. So you want to get rid of him. Like when he has all of his trees up, he's at like 99% damage reduction, so you're not doing anything if you hit him.
I was doing some damage. I feel like.
And blending out all the trees. Well, oh, he does a stomp. Yeah, he's in phase 3. So every couple of boom rate rounds he does a just hop attack. So it's very hard to see. Probably after that he's gonna jump. Good. After this one, yeah.
Nice. 2,000, 1,000. And
Now that was a legendary fight you don't see every day. Good riddance as I continue to secure my loot as suspicion got the best of me as these vultures swooped in for the loot. I mean, my friends helped me gather my loot. Defeating this hump of rock known as Crab King is a journey in itself. Remember when I mentioned side quests were something that I despised? Guess I was wrong. I for sure want to know how high the devs at Clay were to pitch a nonsensical idea of defeating a boss to summon another one. And how to summon is a journey in itself where you as a player has to increase your friendship with another depressing NPC of a character known as Pearl who apparently can't do shit and just wastes her remaining days for fishing as we do all the chores for her. No wonder her ex-BF the Crab King left her being useless as ever on that island. Funny, this reminds me of children being forced to make friends with others at their first day in kindergarten just to have an awkward experience of socialism. Ever wondered why he even has the last altar? Here's a list of all the gibberish you need to waste your time just to summon him. 1. Go to the archives. 2. Make an astral detector. 3. Go to Hermit Island, increase your friendship. 4. Blah 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 blah. 5. You're welcome.
that's suspicious.
Baby.
After that despicable, loathsome and obnoxious fight, here we are, guys. The end of our journey. It's time to summon the overhyped lunar freak. Yes, you guessed it, the celestial champ, the creep who apparently has been spying on us all this time from above, who apparently Clay keeps nagging us by hinting being the protagonist, but also expecting them to pull out their Uno reverse card as a metaphor for April Fools anytime. Wait a minute, hold up, this crunched up alien paper ball apparently is the final boss? It's like a bunch of preschool kids throwing it round as if to see who can shoot the loop first, while someone set their expectation bars so high for this circus show. This fight is more like me consoling this disappointment of a kid as it throws temper tantrums. What in the living dead did I just watch? Is this the reverse card I was expecting? Apparently now we got the Zombieland crossover. No one asked where bosses reanimate themselves out of thin air. No wonder this game is all over the place. Don't believe me? Google the game just to be dumbfounded, as it's considered a farming game, building game, simulator game, and so much of endless junk stuffed in it you might just be in retirement age by the time you're done. Finally. And I almost freaking believed it's over. My overthinking mind should have seen it coming. All this while this thing just keeps changing forms every time I dig a grave for it. Now it's nothing but a levitating glow stick, just trying to test the level of annoyance I have for it. It's like that lame mini game called Stone, Paper, Scissor, except in this context you guess what's gonna be its next form: paper ball, Beyblade, glow stick. What's next? At this point I'm just crossing my fingers for this undead to stop coming back to life just to be jump scared by Wagstaff. Look at this shameless thief of a scum stealing that shiny goo, when we did all the dirty work. Looks like we were the pawn after all this effort to be meaningless in the end, and for me to just impatiently wait for the next update without all this nonsense.